Welcome to Guide to Survive. The world is a big, beautiful place, full of incredible and breathtaking sights and experiences. It's also doing everything it can to kill you, and so that's where this program fits in. Before you venture into the great outdoors, you need to learn about all of the terrifying and mystical creatures that lurk in the woods, knock on your window, and hide in your toilet. With this guide, you'll learn how to identify a would-be assailant, analyze its strengths and weaknesses, and deal with it effectively. By the end of your training, you'll be ready to take on any creep or cryptid that crosses your path. So here's to you, and the great adventure that lies ahead. Let's begin.
Target Analysis. Name: the West Virginia Vegetable Man, or Veggie Man. Class: Extraterrestrial. Habitat: Unknown. Lifespan: Unknown. Strengths: superior strength and speed, advanced technology, able to heal itself through seemingly vampiric process, and possible telepathy and hypnosis. Weaknesses: fire, melee weapons, and rabid vegetarians. Overall threat level: 5. Behavior: standing over 7 feet in height, with long, unusually thin arms that end with 3 elongated fingers stemming from each hand. The emaciated green body itself is seemingly comprised in numerous places of flora. Bright, colourful eyes and large, long ears. It is mostly humanoid in appearance, or at least around its face. We consequently have one of the most peculiarly named cryptids to date, the Vegetable Man. Our first and only recorded encounter with this being comes from one Jennings Frederick. Interesting, you'd think it would be Frederick Jennings, but no. In 1968, Mr. Frederick, a US Air Force veteran, was out hunting in the forests of Fairmont, West Virginia. Whilst tracking some game, the hunter became aware of a high-pitched sound, which he would later describe as a jabbering noise, likening it to that of a record player playing at an accelerated speed. Tracking the sound to its source, Frederick would soon confront the creature which would change his life forever. Standing before him, he described a sickly-looking version of the being previously described. The strange jabbering sound emanating from the being became faster, and curiously, Frederick began to understand what it was communicating. It stated, "You need not fear me. I wish to communicate. I come as a friend. We know of you all. I come in peace. I wish for medical assistance. I need your help." Suddenly, the being leapt towards Frederick, and with great strength held the man in its long, thin arms. Upon its fingers were thorn-like appendages, which pierced through Jennings' clothing and sank into his skin. This creature was draining his blood. He tried to fight back, but to no avail, and more strangely still, the being's eyes began to change colour, yellow, red, and orange swirling around, staring at him. This seemed to dull Frederick's pain for what time he was held, which he estimated was no longer than mere minutes. Once it had had its fill, it swiftly released Frederick and ran off up a steep hill and was gone. Frederick, regaining his composure, felt the pain of the creature's sting return. However, now free, he too made an escape. While fleeing through the woods, Frederick recounted hearing a deep humming sound, which he believed to be the creature activating its spacecraft before taking off and leaving the planet. From this documented encounter, most notably the remarkable plant-like appearance, it was dubbed the Vegetable Man. A rather cartoonish and uncomplimentary name for such a fascinating and unusual thing, but there are worse things to be called, I suppose. Like the Herbie Horror, the Fiendish Flower Man, or Gary. But then, there is so little we know about this species, who clearly have been watching us. We know this from the Vegetable Man's own words. We know of you all. Now, while I'm all for honest introductions, this does come across as rather ominous. Perhaps this means nothing, or perhaps there is some danger to these words. If so, let us examine the abilities this species is seemingly capable of. Superior strength, speed, possible telepathy as well as hypnosis, and lastly, a vampiric-type feeding system through which it was able to gain sustenance from poor Frederick before taking off without so much as a thank you. Then there is of course the matter of advanced technology, such as the spacecraft, assuming that is indeed what it was. What further abilities could they be capable of? Without further research we simply won't know, and just how much of a threat they might truly pose. Although, we can't ignore the fact that this particular creature did not kill Frederick, even though evidence suggests it could have done so quite easily. What's more, to this day, there have been no further recorded encounters with this species. These reasons are in part why the Vegetable Man's current threat level is so low. The capacity for danger is present, but seemingly no will or interest to use it. Overall, from what we can gather, whatever species the Vegetable Man belongs to is clearly one that can easily overpower the average human, even Frederick, who is both a veteran and an active hunter. However, there are a great many questions still surrounding this being, such as with its telepathy. Why did it not make Frederick forget their encounter? Was it too weak to do so at the time, or is it something else? Regardless, it would seem as though the Vegetable Man species is peaceful, or at the very least, not interested in combating us, for now. Should they return, assuming they aren't here already, it would be wise to extend our hands in friendship, with hope that they will return the gesture, rather than grasping hold and stealing our blood. But then, should the latter ever occur, you'll be ready with your guide to survive. Stratagem. So, here's the scenario. While conducting some important and classified research for JAR 19 labs in West Virginia, United States, you find yourself exploring the Appalachian Mountains. While enjoying the majesty of nature and ruthlessly tracking down you find the serenity of the forest disturbed by a strange, erratic noise. As you follow the source of the sound, you soon come face to face with what you recognize to be the Vegetable Man. In its strange yammering, you come to understand that this entity is appealing for your aid. It approaches you cautiously, showing no signs of aggression, communicating calmly, and urging you for help. Your plan of attack. Firstly, blood donor. If you're perfectly fine with this sentient vampire man plant sucking your blood for a while, then proceed to submit and allow the being to have its fill. It should release you when it's done, and then leave. Secondly, hasty retreat. If you have the confidence in your ability to escape completely bloody mad situations, then by all means, run with as much speed as your legs can grant. Do try to watch out for any sudden lunges from the creature, and good luck to you. Thirdly, weed killer. Standing your ground, eh? This pleases me. Utilize anything you may have on you or near you as a weapon. This floronic freak thinks it can just take your blood whenever it fancies. The audacity. That's what I've been doing. Give it a good kick for me, would you? Fourthly, rabid vegetarianism. To my plant-consuming viewers, this is your chance. Harness all of your hunger, all of your rage, and unleash it upon this walking salad. As for the rest of you, just close your eyes and think of steak. Fifthly, grand work. Whatever is left, you can use as mulch, though do let me know if your garden starts talking to you. Pop quiz. Question number 1. Is the vegetable man carnivorous? Answer, yes. The vegetable man will absorb blood in order to heal and sustain itself. Question number 2. Can the vegetable man communicate? Answer, yes. The vegetable man seems to utilize a telepathic ability in order to communicate. Question number 3. Is it true that there are still sightings of the vegetable man to this day? Answer, no. As far as documented encounters are concerned, there have been no further sightings of the vegetable man since the first in 1968. Question number 4. Does the vegetable man kill those it encounters? Answer, no. The vegetable man, despite draining an individual of blood, did not kill the man once it was finished, but rather let him go. Question number 5. Will the vegetable man return? Answer, yes. In fact, it may already be here. So do be careful at your next farmer's market. If you scored 0 to 1, then you've been consumed by a vegetable. Oh, the irony. If you scored 2 to 3, then you might be alive, but you'll never look at a salad the same way ever again. And if you scored 4 to 5, splendid work. Victory over veggies. Conclusion. Excellent work. I'd say you're ready to get out there and face whatever challenges plot against you. And if you're not, then don't worry. You can re-watch these survival guides as much as you like. And they're non-refundable. I'm very proud of the progress you've made, and I know you're going to take the future in your stride. I've got a good feeling about you, Pink Floyd. How about that for a reference, eh? Not too bad. Good luck, and don't die.